mind. Hey, welcome to Attack of the Show, TV's only source. For those that you care about, I'm Kevin Pereira. It's good to see ya. Hey, howdy, hello, hi.
And I'm Candace Bailey. We are coming to you from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles. On the show today, Danielle Harris stops by to talk about her new film, Stakeland. Find out what it's like to fight post-apocalyptic zombie vampires. Then, it's a never-before-seen tour of the new Ninja Warrior set. We'll show you all the new soul-crushing obstacles like the step slider, rolling escargot, and giant swing.
Oh, nice. Plus, Blair Herter hits the New York Auto Show to check out the debut of the 2012 Shelby Super Snake and a Lamborghini that is sexy, like a supermodel. Sorry.
Ew.
I'm sorry. I
don't know why
was going
that
to, and then I was like,
but
no lipstick.
I wish I could erase
Remember
it
that.
from my memory.
No lipstick. Cut to Candace. So, there we go. No, just. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I thought you were going for my
Anybody get it? Nope. And in an all-new weekend edition of DV Tuesday with Chris Gore, we're going to go indie with Lucky, American Fetish, and the Vinyl Frontier. Also, today we're giving away 5 more Gears of War 3 beta codes. And the first one to enter each code will claim it, so frantically freeze frame your TV right about now. Okay.
So now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
We're going on an Omgroflol edition.
Oh, it's your favorite word.
Raminette.
Takes us on a magical journey to Turkey,
where apparently local customs include driving into the country and dancing to the zippy music, if I may.
You may.
Of reggae rapper Lorna. Yet another territory that hasn't banned salvia. We asked you, what's the name of their dance?
Wayne Pop 01 said, the turkey sausage two-step.
All right. Big boy Jeremy said, the lemon party prance. Hello. Wait, I don't see any lemons.
And this is my favorite. Tripolar said, it's a circle turk.
I like that. I like that a lot. Well done. The old circle turk. All right, and number 3 is a demonstration of how much technology has improved the lives of the disabled.
All you need is a spare lawnmower and a dream.
Turn it out the way.
Turn the throttle up. You go, buddy. Give her hell, buddy. Out of turn.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, we asked you guys, where's she going?
Patches 1024 said, to the Department of Mower Vehicles. Yeah.
Andy ROFLZZ said, to the Mojave Desert.
All right, we're going to get him on the third one. Here we go. JT Stretch K said, nowhere special. She's just moseying around. I'm sorry. He actually said moseying along. I totally butchered that joke. I'm so sorry. My apologies. Terrible. How terrible of me to undersell that one.
Russians haven't seemed very threatening at all since the end of the Cold War.
But it's important to remember that some of them are still very heavily armed.
Hello, my friends. It is FPS Russia, and I have something very nice for you today. This is the AA-12. It's a fully automatic 12-gauge shotgun. It's a military weapon. Got some cool targets for you today, so let's see what we can do. So that is Awesome. Okay, so you've seen one AA-12. Now you're going to get to see two AA-12s. Don't try this at home. I am a professional Russian.
Yeah. All right, so we asked you, where does he get those wonderful toys?
BRW549 said, Toys USSR Us.
I like that. I think that's all right. Playboy Man said, Duke Nukem's house of ass kicking.
Finally, Zeke and about 100 others said he doesn't get the guns. In Soviet Russia, guns by you.
Actually, yeah.
I'm awful at accents.
No, that was good.
Awful.
That was actually really good.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, the expectations were about here. So, that was pretty good. I like that. Give it to us again.
No, that's good.
No, go ahead.
That's good enough.
Press your luck, Candace Bailey. Press your luck. Come on.
In Soviet Russia, guns by you.
You had it. You had it. Don't let me get in your head. You nailed it.
I hate you.
And I know. Everybody does. And at number one, everyone knows that the Justin Timberlake tune Love Stone can sex up almost anything. It's my ringtone.
Except that is an aspiring actor's audition tape.
Hi, I'm Brad Galber. I'm an 18-year-old non-union actor / print model. Thank you for considering me, and I hope to work with you on future projects. You understand? You understand? No, you don't understand. You think because you have a PhD and a framed certificate on your wall that you magically know what I'm feeling? What a load of crap.
Well, she's going home with me tonight. Those flashing lights come from everywhere. The way they get out to stop
You look just like him, Kevin. It's amazing.
We got to get Brad on the show. I would totally do a scene with Brad. I think we got to get him on.
I would totally laugh at that scene.
Yeah, you're going to be in it too.
No.
Just so you know. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You're going to be his
I will be
Russian
in it.
neighbor. Bradley,
What are you
sidecar.
We asked you what role did he land after this.
Ocular Nervosa said, guy number 3. That was good. I like that one.
James R. Killian said head waiter at Olive Garden.
He's definitely more at TGI Fridays than Olive Garden. And that Flinny said, the 20-year-old virgin. Brad, we kid. Don't give up your dreams. And seriously,
We love you, Brad.
we'll try to get you on the show. But keep doing whatever it is you're doing. To get your daily viral fix and check out all the viral videos we have to offer, go to g4tv.com/around. Yeah, you guys got it. You nailed it. Did someone get it wrong?
He said Netley.
Around the Netley? Be calm. Hey. That wasn't...
His head is blushing.
Your head turned red.
Your head is blushing.
Easy. That was the Chipotle talking. Still ahead, behold the ultra-violent glory of Mortal Kombat! What?
Finish him. Too scary?
No!
Finish him.
Did you ever see the movie Troll? No?
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. Fail, 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 fail. You lose.
To the Big Apple to get his hands on a super snake.
In case you were wondering, that's the name of a new car that he found at the New York Auto Show.
Yeah.
New York City has hosted the International Auto Show for over 100 years, and it features the newest debuts and concepts the automotive world has to offer. So follow me inside. We'll kick some tires.
Each year, New York's Jacob Javits Center plays host to hundreds of automakers and thousands of automotive fanatics. And I'm here to see what's making headlines at the 2011 New York Auto Show.
So how do you take one of Lamborghini's best-selling cars and make it better? You take the top off of it. At least that's what the 2011 Lamborghini Gallardo Spider Performante did.
At its core, this Lambo is exactly the same as its Gallardo Superleggera brother. It has the same sleek front end and angled body lines. The convertible top retracts with a touch of the button, and even at high speeds, the Lambo engineers designed the cockpit to allow only the slightest bit of wind buffeting. So your hairpiece is sure to stay right where it is.
And just like its hardtop brother, when you stomp on the gas, this Lambo comes to life.
Open up the throttle on the 5.2-liter V10 and feel your neck snap back. This Lambo produces 570 braking horsepower and hits 398 pound-foot of torque. This flying wedge hits a 0 to 60 time of just 3.8 seconds and tops out at 201 miles an hour.
So what does this little convertible cost? Well, only $248,000. So just buy two of them, because your kids don't need to go to college. BMW is known around the world as the ultimate driving machine, and this year at the show they're unveiling their new sport coupe, the 2012 650i.
The 650i will be available in both a hardtop coupe and a convertible. The front end has been revamped for 2012 with a more aggressive look. The fastback-like slope of the roof of this coupe gives way to the new LED tail lamps and trapezoid-shaped exhaust tips.
And right here under the hood is where the 650i really shines. This is where even the most hardcore horsepower addicts giggle like school children.
Powering the 650i coupe is BMW's 4.4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine. Horsepower has been bumped up significantly to 400 horses and making over 450 pound-foot of torque. This beauty hits 0 to 60 in an impressive 4.8 seconds.
So one of my favorite things about the car as a BMW owner is how they mix the high performance with the ultimate in interior luxury.
From the Napa leather upholstery to the 10-inch display monitor, the cockpit of the 650i is designed with the driver in mind and can be yours for about $90,000.
Let's talk down and dirty Detroit horsepower. Shelby turning heads this year at the New York Auto Show with their debut of the GT500 Super Snake.
Starting with its signature Shelby fiberglass hood with hood pins to the front grille sporting the Super Snake badging, this is truly another Shelby powerhouse. Sitting on Shelby-designed 20-inch Alcoa wheels, it also sports front brake cooling ducts, Borla exhaust, and the Shelby signature racing stripe.
But a Shelby Mustang isn't just a Shelby based on looks alone, and that is where the Super Snake backs its biggest punch.
Slap on a Shelby KEENE Bell Supercharger and you'll be sitting on 800 horsepower. 0 to 60 is rumored to be about 3.3 seconds, but that's nothing official. Torque is 590 pound-foot, and the best part is this Shelby will run on regular pump gasoline.
So sticker price on this bad boy is about $100 grand, but even at that price, your Ferrari buddies are going to be left crying in your dust. Once again, the New York International Auto Show bringing you the huge debuts, but there's still a lot more to see inside, so I gotta go.
Yes! Yay! Weren't those some incredible products, Candace?
Amazing!
Yeah.
The Mortal Kombat franchise turns 18 this year! Yay! Now I can vote and have sex!
I want to bang that franchise. But as Blair Herter and I discovered, the newest installment of the fighting game series is actually still pretty kick-ass. How amped are you? Whoa! Next plays Blair Herter. All right, let's hop into the old Mortal Kombat. Oh, your folks are here. Hey, they're the Herter clan. They're not. Everybody's stage manager.
But everybody turned around and was like, are they? Why didn't we say hi earlier? We feel terrible about this.
Mortal Kombat, the 47th game in the franchise.
Yes, very true. 47.
The 9th title, actually, in the fighting series, came out last week. In terms of the storyline, which we all know is the most important part of any fighting game, is this a reboot of the series? Is this a reimagining?
Did you say story? There's like a story?
Yeah, apparently there's something where you cannot skip long cutscenes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I played.
The story mode. Yeah, the part that I hated. Yeah, so it's the retelling of the first 3
3 games, the storyline, or if you're familiar with the movies at all, you should definitely go watch the first one. I think they made some other ones, they were garbage, so don't watch those. But basically, it's a retelling of the first 3 games. Like you said, though, the downside, the first playthrough of the story mode, which is about 8 hours long, you cannot skip through any of the terrible cutscenes, which is terrible. But the pro to the story mode is that it kind of forces you to play through the game with almost every character. So it kind of gives you an idea of how everybody plays, and it shows you just how much you can appreciate how different a lot of the characters are.
Right. It lets me know that I'm going to suck no matter who I select at that character screen. Because I'm terrible at fighting games. Like, I make no mistake about it, I suck. Right? I can barely master Sub-Zero's little freeze ball, and that's about it. For guys like me, will this franchise take me under its little feathery wing? Will this title teach me how to play and groom me?
Yeah, you know, I think you can kind of consider this the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 of this particular franchise, in that, you know, experts are going to really appreciate the depth that this game has to offer, but it is definitely a pick-up-and-play type of thing. As you can see right here, by far the most beautiful engine this game has ever had. I think personally, and Matt Kyle, who is our kind of G4 and X-Play fighting game expert, considers this to be the best Mortal Kombat game of all time.
Yeah, everybody seems to be saying that.
And I think in a lot of ways it is. They've done little things like they've kind of removed the diagonal from a lot of the combos, so you kind of got to retrain yourself if you've played in the past to not use diagonals. It might throw people off with a stick, but other than that, it's super easy to pull off a lot of the fatalities and combos.
Now here's the thing, they always, and we'll get to the fatalities and the combos, because that's the bread and butter, obviously, but they always say there's 500 different game modes in this thing, and 400 unlockables, and roulette wheels that you can spin, and all sorts of modifiers. But when I went to training, I thought, okay, great, this is going to teach me how to play the game. It didn't really do that. It kind of shows you a handful of moves and then lets you wild.
Right. You know, I think that, first of all, one of the things we talked about, you played on the 360, right?
I did, yeah.
Important to point out that the combos, for some reason, I felt like the 360 controller wasn't as responsive as the PS3
I'm hearing
controller.
that a lot, yeah.
So the combos are a lot harder to pull off. But you're right. I mean, it never really teaches you to string anything together. It just shows you individual snippets of how you should actually fight. But you have to actually kind of move into the modes to put everything together. Like you said, there's 1,000 modes in this.
Right.
You know, there's a traditional ladder mode, which people of the game in the past are going to be familiar with. The story mode, like we said, which is just really tough to get through.
The PS3 has this awesome offline, online error code screen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which is really cool.
And apparently, if you play on the PS3, if you put in your credit card information, somebody else will spend your money.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's like a fatality for your credit score.
Exactly, exactly. So that's pretty fun. But a lot of the other modes, you know, the kind of challenge tower mode is pretty unique. There's like 300 to 1,000. I can't remember, so I'm using a very broad spectrum there. But it kind of challenges you to do different things to play through, and then you collect coins to unlock things in the crypt, which is kind of their online shopping center, or is, like we said, in the PSN network, that other dude's online shopping center.
Yeah, exactly. The error screen.
Yeah.
What about we mentioned fatalities and X-ray moves. What are these additions? And obviously fatalities aren't addition, but the X-ray moves.
Right. Well, first of all, the fatalities are back to old school, gruesome, awesome Mortal Kombat fatalities, and not in the kind of shticky, like, let's get as ridiculous as possible. But like, that's what a Mortal Kombat fatality should be right there, man.
Congressmen should be getting in angry debates about video games, and this one should do it.
Now you point out the X-ray moves. The X-ray moves are both good and bad. On the bad side of things, you know, there's a certain flow to fighting games, and when you unleash one of these X-ray moves, like you see right here, it completely interrupts the flow of the game. But on the positive side of things, if you're not good at fighting games, like you said you are, X-ray moves take about 40% of health
they can
off
really
the other
turn the tide.
Really can. So it's almost like a strategy edition more than anything else.
And they do
and
look
that's
pretty
awesome,
damn
dude.
cool. Yeah, that's,
you know what I'm
pretty
gonna do? I'm gonna reach into you, freeze your spleen, and then yank it out, and then laugh at you while I headbutt your face. I don't know why more fighting games don't embrace that particular technique.
I couldn't agree more. What did X-Play actually give the game?
X-Play gave it a 5 out of 5. For good reason. You know, the story mode, like I said, while I didn't agree with a lot of the writing in it, it does force you to play through most of the characters, and with a cast this large, it's cool that the game kind of makes you move through that. And then if you have the PS3, don't go online, but it does have Kratos as a PS3
as an unlockable.
character,
Yeah, that's cool.
and he is a hell of a lot of fun to play with.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Blair Herder, everybody. Yay! Thank you so much, good sir.
Go ahead. Imagine accidentally receiving $10,000 worth of weed in the mail. Whoa. Sarah Underwood's got a real-life fairy tale in the feed.
Boy, that bear looks like he's really hurt.
And it really looks like Sarah hurt him.
Plus later, Danielle Harris will be here, and she's pretty.
She is.
All the need to know.
I'm Sarah Underwood. It's Friday, April 29th, and here are your top stories. YouTube's done interviews with presidents, rock stars, and royalty, but they've never interviewed anyone in outer space until now. NASA is partnering with the video hosting site on Monday, May 2nd, for a live interview with the crew of the space shuttle Endeavour, to be hosted by PBS's Miles O'Brien. Submissions for questions are now open. All you have to do is create a short video. Who wants to bet me $5? The first question asked is, how do you poop in 0G? Huh? Anyone? Anyone? No? All right. Next time you're rolling out your character stats, you can also plan your next cologne. Black's Phoenix Alchemy Lab has designed a set of aromas based on Dungeons and Dragons, races, classes, and alignments. The scents are designed to be combined with each other depending on the specific character. So a good halfling paladin will smell entirely different from a neutral half-orc fighter. This is a great leap forward for pen and paper RPG players whose current aroma is a mixture of Doritos, deli sandwiches, and wet erase markers. Yeah. And finally, yes, finally, it is time. Yes, time. ThePark.com story of the day. Easy drug smugglers, right? Is that Russian? You told me to. Okay, thanks, God. I tried. Lazy drug smugglers have long tried the U.S. Postal Service as a mule. But if you're thinking about trying to slip a little something in the mail, here's a pro tip. Make sure it's addressed to the right house. An elderly couple in Philadelphia recently found a present from the mailman on their front porch. 5 pounds of weed, valued at over $10,000. Yeah. Hey, old people have glaucoma, right? Yeah. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. And now over to Allison Hayslip.
Ninja Warrior returns this weekend. Ow! But I'm sure you already knew that Ninja Warrior is the most diabolical obstacle course ever designed. And the creators keep the athletes on their toes by throwing them a few curveballs for Ninja Warrior 26. Let's take a look at some of the brutal new obstacles on the course this year. Stage 1, and right off the bat, things are different. The dome steps are gone, and in their place are some newer, steeper slopes. It's called the Step Slider, followed by another new test of wills, the Hazard Swing. And arguably the most formidable new obstacle of the first stage, take a look at the rolling escargot. Competitors have to hold on tight and survive 4 rotations of the wheel before it hits the bottom. You can eat snail, or you can drink muddy water. The final new challenge of the first stage lies just past the warped wall. Get a load of the giant swing. Now, assuming anyone has what it takes to get past these incredibly hard new obstacles, Stage 2 still has that outrageous double salmon ladder. Double your upper arm strength, or double your shame. And then there's the ultimate cliffhanger of Stage 3. You know, the one that nobody was able to beat in Ninja Warrior 25. Should anyone do the impossible and crush all these seemingly insurmountable obstacles, they still have to climb the tower. So what's in store this time around? Will anyone rise to the challenge and be victorious? Tune in to Ninja Warrior 26 this weekend.
An all-new season of Ninja Warrior premieres this Sunday at 8 p.m.
Tune in to see if someone can finally beat the redesigned course at Mount Midoriyama, and then head on over to g4tv.com/Ninja Warrior for more info.
Stay tuned. Danielle Harris will share a Steven Seagal horror story, even scarier than Halloween.
But first, we have an exclusive clip featuring G4's rear end experts.
Ooh.
It's at the booties.
Welcome to another edition of At the Booties, winner of the 2008 P-Booty Award for Broadcasting Excellence.
The weather is warm, the sun is shining, and it's time for the summer season of booty videos. So let's cut to the chase and see what's ripened. We're going to kick things off with some innovative zero-gravity booties. Just look at these two underwater honeys, Bill, huh? Now, this is a masterful rendition of the seductive mermaid temptresses who lured many a sailor to his death.
Listen, Pat, just because you like seeing women running out of oxygen, it doesn't mean that an underwater booty video is a good one. Now, I give them credit for trying. But guess what makes booties bounce, guys? Gravity! There's nothing going on in this video.
Of course there is, Bill. Just observe the fringe, okay? The gentle gyrations reminiscent of the lunar tide.
A horny dolphin wouldn't even tap that. 1.5 slaps. And get those girls some burgers, damn it.
Bill, you know, sometimes you are just so uncouth. I've got to give this one 4 slaps!
Now, let's get to someone who knows how to shake her booty in some H2O. Now, this is a siren who knows how to work it. While she's still completely underwater, her trunk has a healthy amount of junk in it. This is a grade A booty vid that would make any captain shout, "Land ho!"
Bill. I'm afraid I just don't see it. I mean, to me, okay, this looks just like someone playing with their new underwater camera for the first time.
Sometimes, Pat, I'm not sure you like booties at all.
No, Bill, it's only because I love them so much that I can only give this 2 slaps. I mean, I cannot, in good conscience, encourage this sort of amateurish bootyography.
That just means more for Admiral Bill. 5 full slaps.
Well, that just about wraps it up for us here at the Booties. It's time to close down the club.
Until next time, remember, tip the bartenders and keep those booties shaking.
The feed is brought to you by the General Automobile Insurance Services. For the best car insurance rates online, go to the General and save some time. Okay, so I'm not saying that I'm in love with Danielle Harris.
But you are.
I'm just saying that I did spend part of the interview mentally picking out names for our children. Freddie, Michael, Candyman. The last one's in case it's a girl. Yeah.
Take the bitch! Stake the bitch! I'll let her go, she'll eat your ass!
A scamp. That's what Mr. called the kid vamps. She was just a kid. And if not for Mr., I might have become like that.
Joining me now, hey, Danielle Harris! Well, our lighthearted romp of a show just ended there.
For once, it's not me getting stabbed.
No, that's nice.
Right?
Congratulations on that.
Looking pretty. Thank you.
Does it get? You must be fatigued playing the victim all the time. Do you want to get away from that?
Yes,
and play,
I'm trying really hard. So this is my first chance to do that.
Congratulations.
I get to stake them.
No, I heard Stakeland, and I thought this was going to be like Gasland. I thought this was going to be like a documentary against how we should stop eating beef because cows and their methane.
I would never make a movie about that.
No.
I love myself.
This is
good meat.
STAKE, Stakeland.
Yes.
And what separates Stakeland from like a more traditional? These are like
more traditional meaning what?
Well, because vampires are normally they're a little pasty and they glitter in the sun and whatnot.
Real vampires,
sometimes they do, or they have the giant red
or they
capes
sparkle
and they
they're
exactly.
Hot.
Yeah.
No, not in any vampire movies that I do.
No, of course, which I love. This one they're almost like zombie vampires,
they are,
right?
Yeah, there was a whole vamp camp where all the actors went to, and it's really weird. But it's really cool.
Was this a pre-existing existing camp where you can go to learn to be a vampire?
Oh, no. We should start that.
I love that. I thought like you guys,
Super
it's like
cool,
summer
right?
training. Like we went out there and you learned how to actually feast on necks and...
No, not this time.
I like to believe a place exists like that. I will still do that. As the sort of the... do you like the title Scream Queen, or are you like tired of that being thrown around as well?
No, I wear it with honor.
Okay, good. Because as the reigning Scream Queen, I imagine conventions for you must be like a little bit awesome and a lot a bit creepy.
I go back.
Right? Like,
I go back and forth.
so,
I go back and forth.
What is the experience for you? I can only imagine.
Like 90% of the people are super cool.
Right.
And then there's those 2% that you're like, oh God, how did you get out of your mom's basement?
I broke the chains. Look, I'm still bleeding.
No, they're wearing them there.
Can I put you in them?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I feel like they some of them sit in the car for the 8 hours it takes to drive there, and they think of like that clever thing to say.
Right.
And they build up the nerve, and they get there, and then they say just ridiculous stuff to me.
Just, so is there... I mean, I have to ask if there's...
Of course, I just set that up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If there's 8 hours in the car, oh, this is going to be my one moment, what is that sentence that comes out?
If this guy comes back to find me, I'm coming back to kick your butt.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And you could very easily. What did he say?
He said to me that he wanted to give me props for taking off some of my clothes in Rob Zombie's Halloween, because normally girls that do that kind of stuff have big boobs, and I don't.
What? What?
Yeah.
I want to kick his ass.
I know, right?
Let's settle it right now. No. Now, do you have any recourse at a convention? Do you have security that can, punch his face in?
Yes,
or?
I sit next to Kane Hodder and Tony Todd, which is Jason and Candyman. So I'm
there we
all
go.
good. I'm protected. Michael Myers across from me. I'm totally cool.
Very cool. Very cool. We're running out of time, but I got to get to the Steven Seagal story. Because anytime I hear there's a Steven Seagal story, I am all ears.
Oh,
what happened with Steven Seagal? Did he build you a bear as well? Or?
No, thank God. No? I had an audition a couple of years ago for this new movie he was doing, and all I knew was that I was getting the script when I walked in the room, and I had to dress like an 18-year-old heroin addict prostitute. So I got there.
I don't laugh at the notion of an 18-year-old. I laugh because this is Steven Seagal doing this casting call.
Right. I don't know if it really was a casting call for a movie or for a girlfriend.
Either way, yeah.
Not quite sure. And I walked into the room, and he said, "I'm Steven, nice to meet you." And I said, "I know you. I actually played your niece in a movie when I was really little and Marked for Death."
Marked for Death, yeah.
And he looked at me, he had a big German Shepherd next to him. He was sitting like the Godfather, yeah.
Was he stroking the German Shepherd with a brandy glass?
Actually.
Of course he was.
And he said to me, "Wow, you're not the same little girl I held in my arms when you were little." I said, no, I'm not.
Oh, God. That makes me more uncomfortable than any other scene I've ever seen from one of your films.
And I didn't get a call back.
Wow,
that's crazy.
You're better off for having not gotten that call back.
So.
You're so much fun. It's a pleasure to actually meet you. Thanks for coming on, Danielle. And I really enjoyed Steakland, by the way.
Thank you.
It's really fun.
Thanks so much.
I think you guys will like it too. Danielle Harris, everybody. Steakland is in theaters and on video on demand right now. And again, it's a lot of fun, so you should check it out.
Coming up next, an all-new DV Tuesday.
So many indie flicks, so little time.
Lever, shall we do?
Wait for the commercials and watch it.
Just go to the next one.
Your baby is precious to you. Moms choose super absorbent Lovey's diapers to catch all those little leaks.
Coming up Monday on an all-new Attack of the Show. Join us for a special We Heart Japan edition of Attack of the Show as we raise money for Japan relief. Our charity auction will feature exclusive set pieces, a Ninja Warrior experience like no other, and maybe a home visit from a certain super heroine. I'll place the first bid. Then Kitten Warrior returns. See our epic feline competition show with all new obstacles. And we've got a live performance by musical comedy duo Garfunkel and Oates. See it Monday.
It's time for an all-new weekend edition of DV Tuesday. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thanks, Candace.
Thank you, Chris. All right, what do we got first?
First, we have a film called Lucky.
Now, this is a documentary about what happens to people after they win the lottery. What do we learn?
Well, we learn a lot about the lottery. And one interesting thing, unbelievable fact, Americans spend $7 billion a year on movie tickets, $16 billion on sports tickets, $24 billion on books, and $62 billion on lottery tickets. It's the, number one form of entertainment in America. And you would think that this movie would focus on kind of the tragic stories, sort of in reality TV fashion. They kind of show that no matter who you are, when you win the lottery, you become kind of an exaggerated version of yourself. If you're a very giving person, a lot of people become very charitable. If you're kind of a jerk, you become more of a jerk.
No way.
If you're the type of person who likes cats, maybe you move into a motel and you get steak and shrimp and feed your cat steak and shrimp every night.
And you get 60 of them.
Which is what one guy did.
Really?
He was feeding his cat steak and shrimp every night for dinner.
On.
So it basically just amplifies your weirdness. And I really loved it. I mean, I always wanted to see a documentary, hear these people who win all this money.
Yeah.
What happens to them after?
Now, did this movie make you want to run out and buy a lottery ticket?
No, actually it did not.
Why not?
Because statistically your chances are awful in terms of winning it. However...
But there's still that chance.
There's still that chance. And there's one thing I learned out that was really fascinating is that, you know how people like to play their favorite numbers? I'm going to play my kid's birthday. I'm going to play my... You know... Actually, 70% of all lottery winners are from randomly selected numbers. So if you want to win randomly selected numbers, which is what I'm going to do next time,
good to know.
Get a couple extra bucks.
Okay, bottom line.
Bottom line is, rent it. Really worth seeing.
Okay.
It's really fascinating.
Done. What's our next DVD?
Next DVD is a film called American Fetish.
This is a modern-day film noir that takes place in the sexual fetish underground. What do we learn there?
Well, you know, what we learn there is, Candace, I mean, you know a little bit of something about this, maybe, having with your journey from the past.
Oh, yes.
Can we just, yes.
My dominatrix learning.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring it up, but maybe since you have...
Oh, you weren't?
No.
Wow,
But,
they're licking toes.
But that's one sexual fetish in this, but that's not really what this film is about. It's more of like a film noir, sort of on the level of like a Chinatown, right? That's sort of the context, the story for this. And it sort of gives you an introduction into this world of sexual fetishes. It's sort of the backdrop. And what's really fascinating, too, is that visually, Eric Kroll was involved in this. And he's a famous fetish photographer. So there's a really authentic look to the film. Not that I would know anything about that.
Yeah, sure, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is rent it. Really worth seeing.
Okay.
It's a good introduction.
I'm sure you loved that one.
Yes, I did. Quite a lot.
What else do we have to check out, Chris Gore?
We have a film called The Vinyl Frontier.
I like how you say it.
Yes.
This is a documentary that explores the world of vinyl toy design. And what makes this the work of these artists so special?
Well, it's interesting because these artists, they actually come from the world of sort of modern hipster art. They're taking their art, their paintings and whatnot, and sort of translating them into toy form and making it sort of an acquirable piece of art. So these aren't just like toys that one would go and play with in your backyard. They're actually toys that you could display as art. A lot of them go up in value, and it's unbelievable to find out how competitive this world is. I mean, there's bootlegging.
Really?
Yeah, bootlegging. There's rivalries between different toy artists. And I just found it really fascinating because I'll just pick up a vinyl toy here and there. That's kind of cool, but it's amazing. I didn't realize how huge this was.
Okay, now for non-collectors, does the film make toy design seem exciting?
Yeah, wouldn't you like to design your own toy? Yeah. That would be cool.
Totes.
Yeah, and there's there's an extra on the DVD where this guy Morgan, super genius, kind of walks you through step by step how to make your own toys, and you can make them out of resins. You could kind of make them. You could make them in your bedroom. You could make your own toys.
Okay,
or
maybe I will.
If you had an extra 10 grand, you could have them made in China for about $1 a piece if you get 1,000 made. So I really loved hearing sort of the economics of it, the art design. I don't know. I like vinyl toys.
So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is buy this because really good doc, and then also very informational. I appreciated that.
Okay, we have time for a quick pick. What do you got?
We have the film Secretary with James Spader, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and it's a really good training ground for those who like the film American Fetish.
Great.
There you go.
Chris.
Cool.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
For more Gore, follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. That was so official.
Oh, yes, it was.
And now let's go over to Kevin.
Is your Android tablet sadly short on productivity-destroying content? Great. How about giving it a Santa-based shoot-'em-up and 2 other gaming gems? It's like an early Merry Xmas in apps. The latest batch of Android tablets are gaming powerhouses. Here are 3 great games to start you off. Lock and load with Gorilla Bob, a comically violent top-down shooter. The virtual pad on the left side of the screen controls your movement, and the right side aims and fires your weapon. Various enemies, including soldiers with flamethrowers, bomb-tossing assassins, and excavator-driving madmen, stand between you and total victory. As you blast your way through the bad guys, you'll pick up bonus items like damage multipliers and money to buy additional weapons. Though it's challenging, you can enlist help from a friend with multiplayer co-op over Wi-Fi. Gorilla Bob's HD carnage looks great on widescreen tablets, and the fast-paced action is relentless. Get the 1-level light version for free, then upgrade to the full version for just $2.99 in the Android market. Next, break out the Aviators for Mini Squadron. This 2D game is half physics-based flying sim and half shoot-'em-up. Maneuver your plane around enemy pilots by climbing, diving, and looping with the virtual flight stick. Then take aim and fire by tapping on the right side of the screen. Fly too high and you'll risk stalling. Too low, and you'll crash into the sea. Defeated enemies drop stars that give you temporary special powers, like invisibility or slow motion. After each level, you unlock more planes with different weapons and flying abilities. Mini Squadron is the true definition of a casual, pick-up-and-play game. But the addictive gameplay? It'll keep you coming back for more. Grab the free version, then upgrade to the full version for access to more levels and planes for just $2.99. For something with a little more strategy, pick up Dungeon Defender's First Wave Deluxe. It's a perfect blend of classic tower defense, RPG elements, and hack-and-slash fighting. Start by choosing a hero and heading into the dungeon. There you'll find a crystal that you must defend from an advancing horde of monsters. Controls are basic, with a virtual stick on the left and action buttons for jumping and attacking on the right. Before each wave of enemies, you get to place walls and booby traps around the crystal to protect it. Then, activate the crystal and prepare for the onslaught. Hopefully the monsters don't get past your defenses. If they do, you'll need to fight off the intruders with your sword. Slain enemies drop gear like weapons and armor that you can equip to improve your stats. Emerge victorious and head into the next dungeon where another crystal awaits your protection. Dungeon Defender is an epic game with plenty of item collecting and leveling up to please even the hardest of hardcore RPG fans. Get the full game completely free in the Android market. The tablet revolution is here, and Android fans have some great games to kickstart their app library.
Thanks to our guests, Danielle Harris, Blair Herder, and Sarah Underwood.
Dungeon Raid update.
Great.
Next play starts right now. Good night. It's a new version.